folks, Caroline here, and I hope you can hear me okay, because I'm down by the river, as you can probably see, and it's quite windy. But I've got my new earpods in. This is a new toy I bought myself recently, so I'm kind of hoping that they sort that problem out, but if not, then I'll just have to re-record this video when I get back home. But yeah, hi folks, just wanted to record a bit of an update really, progress in my journey to building a business that I love. Yeah, I kind of had a bit of a, I don't know, we'll call it another epiphany. I keep having epiphanies, but realisation, I don't know, just a moment of clarity, I suppose, kind of last night and overnight when I wake up this morning, about who I want to help. But first of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody who commented on my last video where I talked about thinking about becoming a life coach. So I'm still considering that as an option or part of what I do. I'm not quite sure the business model yet, but anyway, the moment of clarity I had was when I was replying to a comment on a video on YouTube on a video a couple of videos ago from my cousin, and I'd taken a couple of weeks to actually respond to his lovely comment because, I don't know, there was something in what he said that just kind of jarred in me, or not jarred, that's the wrong word, kind of hit the spot, I suppose, and that's kind of where this all comes from, what I want to talk about today. And that is the power of being truly seen. And that is basically kind of what I'm all about. Now, I was replying to his comment, and as I was writing it, I was going, this is it, this is what I want to do, this is who I want to help. So, to take it back a step, I used to, I don't know, so many examples in my life of where I felt like I was wearing a mask, or many masks. I was being who I thought I needed to be in the environment I was in at the time. This could have been at work, this could have been at parties, this could have been at university, this could have been so many different stages of my life. But let's use work for an example. Corporate job, IT consultant, and I had a good career, I was doing well. But I think that's because I was a bit of a workaholic. Now, when I say workaholic, what I mean is I worked very hard, but I think I worked harder than a lot of people, certainly contemporaries at the time, because I felt like I had to compensate for something. Well, first of all, I'm very good at helping lots of other people, and so I spent most of my working day in the office solving other people's problems, and then ended up doing my work in the evenings when everyone else had gone home, because I didn't have anyone to go home to, I didn't have anybody waiting for me at home, so there was nothing pressing. So I would then spend the hours of after 5 o'clock, once most other people had gone home, a couple of hours actually doing my own work. So that meant I would end up working late. And I was terrified of being caught short in any way, of doing anything wrong. I've got this thing, insecurity about if I do something wrong, I'm not good enough, I'll be told off, or there'll be punishment or whatever. And so anytime I made a mistake, I covered it up, or I worked harder to rectify it myself, so that nobody would know that I'd done anything wrong, that I was imperfect, that I was a human being, and that's how I coped. So that's how I covered my insecurities, or that particular set of insecurities. And the comment from my cousin on the video was about the fact that he also feels what we call imposter syndrome, not feeling good enough for the job that he's doing. And I know that so many other people suffer from this. This feeling like, well, how could I be paid as much as I'm being paid? You know, I don't deserve that, I'm not worth that much. What happens if they find out that I'm a fraud, or that, you know, that I'm not really that good? Then they'll fire me, or they'll cut my wages, or they'll give me another job, or, you know, there's a fear around a perception of how you think you show up in the world versus how you think other people see you. And that fear manifests in different ways for different people. So for me, it was overcompensating by working hard, working long hours, sacrificing a lot of my own personal time, personal space, personal health, all that kind of stuff. For my cousin, he said he is overly confident, or uses confidence as a mask, as a defence to deflect, I suppose, I'm assuming, from that underlying sense of, oh my god, you know, am I really good enough for this? And, you know, to the point where it almost borders on arrogance. And that's his coping strategy, that's his mechanism that he's developed over the years. Now, as I was replying to his comment, I was thinking, I don't feel that anymore. That's not true, I do still sometimes, but I have reached a point where I have been able to let go of a lot of that feeling of not being good enough in say a work situation, or for me it was, you know, not feeling like I need to always cover up when I've made mistakes, you know, allowing my imperfections to be seen. I mean, I'm recording this, putting it on YouTube where anybody in the world potentially could see it, and it's that being okay with not being okay. It's that being okay and accepting who you are, and that you're a human being, and human beings are not perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect human being. We're all having a human experience, and part of that human experience is making mistakes, you know, doing things and learning from them, you know, suffering consequences, you know, whatever. A whole massive subject we could get into, but the point is that there's no such thing as perfection, and nobody else is perfect. And so when we measure ourselves up against other people and we think that we're not as good as them, we're not as pretty as them, we're not as successful as them, we don't make as much money as them, we're not as intelligent, talented, whatever word you want to put on it, as somebody else, we're comparing ourselves to somebody else. But when you stop doing that, and when you just let go, and you just be you, and just let whatever's inside actually show, that is when, first of all, a whole massive weight just falls off your shoulders, and you can breathe, and it's incredibly liberating. But not only that, when you can be you, you don't have to be watching all the time. You don't have to be watching your back thinking about what you're saying, you know, is somebody going to catch me out? You know, what story have I told this person do I need to keep up? What pretense do I need to keep up? But also, you just get to accept that you are imperfect and revel in that. And that's kind of what I want to help people to do. I want to help people get to that space. So those people are now, not everybody, you know, some people are born just feeling completely worthy, and they can do no wrong in their own eyes. You know, they do wrong, I made a mistake, I'm sorry, you know, I'll make amends, move on. They forget about it. You know, whereas for me, if I do something wrong, it's a ball of energy of like massive guilt and shame that I hang on to. You know, I still feel that sometimes, but I'm a lot more aware of it now, and as soon as I spot it, I see what it is, what's going on, and I'm able to let go of that energy a lot quicker. But also I don't get into that space nearly as often as I used to. And it's just so liberating to just be yourself with anybody and everybody. And that's kind of what I want to help people to do, is to find a way to stop judging themselves, accept and allow themselves to be imperfect, and allow themselves to be who they truly are, and just feel that freedom in just being able to express themselves and find their voice and say what's really on their mind. Because do you know what the benefit of that really is? And this is where it's come about for me. It's connection. Because when you show your own vulnerabilities, that's when you really, really deeply connect with other people. And that's what it's all about for me, is that I spent many, many years with a lot of friends, a lot of acquaintances, knowing a hell of a lot of people. I had a lot of connections, but they were largely either one way or superficial. And it's not until I've learned, and it's still a process, I'm still going through it, but learning to let go of that image of being somebody, the person that I feel I ought to be or want to be or should be, that word should. As soon as you let go of that and just be the person you are, then you know that anybody who sees that knows the real you, and then you don't have to stop pretending anymore. And it's just, I can't describe how freeing, how peaceful that is. And that's a feeling that I want other people to feel, and I want other people to be able to connect on that deeper level with people. So yeah, that's my epiphany for today, folks. So yeah, keep an eye out, watch out. If that's something you feel that you suffer with, then stay tuned, hit subscribe to my channel, and keep an eye on these videos as I explore how I can help people with that. But yeah, that's it for me today, folks. This is me sitting out by the river on a, what day is it, Tuesday afternoon. It's about 3:30, I think, something like that, in the afternoon, and I'm just out by the river because I can. I'm just being me. Alright, take care, folks. Lots of love. See you in the next video. Bye bye for now.